I took drastic measures to prove to my girlfriend that men are physically superior to women. My girlfriend and I moved in together last year. We live in a fairly safe neighborhood, but during the night there are some sketchy intoxicated men hanging around. My girlfriend, however, wasn't really scared to walk alone at night and would say that she's just as strong as those men and can take care of herself. My girlfriend is 5'10" and works out 3 times a week. She's indeed very strong compared to most women, but she was obviously delusional to think that her strength was comparable to that of an average man. She would even go as far as saying that if someone should be worried about walking alone at night, then it should be me, as I'm a scrawny 5'9" man. I thought this was one of the situations where it would be better to just shut up than be correct, so I mostly stopped showing my concerns to her. Yesterday she went out with some of her friends and called me at 1 a.m. saying that she'll come home alone via public transportation. I told her that it's dangerous and I should come pick her up, but she insisted on coming by herself. I couldn't sleep till she came home an hour later. She was so angry at me for not trusting her that she can take care of herself. That was when I decided to demonstrate to her the disparity between the strength of men and women. She thought I was joking at first, but when she realized that I was dead serious, she happily took the opportunity to prove how wrong I was. I basically told her to ground me as hard as she could. Then I quickly got out of her grip and grounded her for several minutes till she surrendered. I didn't hold back and went into rage mode, swearing at her and rifling through her pockets, getting very up close to her and intimidating her as much as I could to try to emulate an attacker. She cried a lot throughout this whole time, and I could also see the fear in her eyes, even though she knew very well that I would never hurt her. I humiliated her. I slept on the couch that night. She didn't want to talk about it in the morning and said that she's fine, but she's still obviously very upset about it. I feel horrible that I've shattered her confidence like that, and I don't think she will ever feel safe walking alone at night again. I took drastic measures to prove to my girlfriend that men are physically superior to women. My girlfriend broke up with me the next day over the phone. She wanted me to admit that I enjoyed seeing her cry, but I kept defending myself till she gave up. But deep down I knew that she was right. I'm not ashamed to say now that I got a stiffy from the feeling of overpowering her so easily and seeing her cry. I wanted to take it further in the moment, but chose not to. The next few days after the breakup were probably some of the worst days in my life. I thought that I've lost everything, including my self-respect. I decided to go to therapy and take a break from dating for the foreseeable future. I haven't heard from my ex till she gave me a call 2 days ago. We barely talked about the incident though, it was mostly just catching up and making peace with each other. She's doing pretty great actually. She's about to graduate with her master's and already has a job lined up. She started dating a new guy last month, and I can tell by the way she talked that she's very into him. She signed up for a swing class, which is something that she wanted to do for the longest time but didn't do it because of me, which is also where she met her new boyfriend. What she didn't do, however, is to sign up for a self-defense class, which honestly I kind of expected. Overall, I was glad to hear how happy she sounded. I'm also doing pretty good myself, although I'm still on my break from dating and I don't see myself getting into another relationship for at least a year. Last month I also got to experience how my ex felt when I was overly worried for her safety. I went with my family to a trip in Naples, and while we had our apartment in a fairly safe part of the city, it was just a few blocks away from some sketchy alleys during the night. So when I craved for a good pizza during one of the nights there, my mom got very vocal about not wanting me to go to that place because of how sketchy some of the alleys on the way there looked like. I tried to convince her that she has nothing to worry about, but to no avail, and then it dawned on me that this is probably how my ex felt when I expressed my concerns to her. Eventually, I decided to go to that place the next day during daytime instead. Was definitely worth it though. I'm genuinely happy with how things went for both of us, although I still miss her sometimes, and hearing her voice again just made me miss her even more. But I know that it'd probably be better for us to just move on with our lives separately. I also plan to continue with my therapy sessions, even though I feel completely fine by now. The reason is very simple, it's just to have someone that I can talk to without feeling judged.